Hey everybody, it's Phil with Bihringer. How you doing today? Welcome to Music Studios. I want to talk to you today about the X AIR XR16. Now this is a 16 input digital mixer for iPad and Android tablets that has 8 programmable Midas mic preamps, 8 line inputs, an integrated Wi-Fi module, and a stereo USB recorder. It's got some great features. Let's check them out. The XR16 is going to be great both live and in the studio. Live it's going to be cool because you're going to take it, probably throw it down by the drum riser and plug in your inputs, take the 2 outputs to powered speakers, and you're good to go. In the studio it's going to be awesome also because you can have a localized band in a room and you plug everything in and you can get a great stereo mix for a live recording. It's very cool. The built-in tri-mode Wi-Fi router is going to be awesome for your connectivity to your iPad or Android tablet. There's 3 ways to connect, right? One is you can actually connect a router to the unit and build a network that way. The second way is to connect to an existing network and connect your iPad and Android tablet to that and connect to the router that way. The third way is to actually, it has a built-in router. So you can just directly connect your iPad or your Android tablet directly to the XR16 and rock from there. For both corporate and for gigs, interviews happen more and more often now. So it's great that there's Dugan style auto mix built into the XR16. It's an auto gain stage basically, and what ends up happening is you can have 5 or 6 open microphones, and when one person speaks, it elevates that one and brings down the gain of the others. The next person starts speaking and it automatically dampens the first speaker, and the second speaker comes up, and it works out great. So this is going to be awesome for band interviews before or after the show, or for corporate events as well. For recording and playback, there's a USB connector that will allow bi-directional path of stereo uncompressed WAV files. So it's going to be great for recording your show or playing back music through the XR16. All of the award-winning effects in the X32 are also in the XR16. The X32 has 8 stereo effects, the XR16 has 4 stereo effects, but you have all of the same wonderful things, all the kids are there. You have reverbs, choruses, delays, all of those things are built in. It's going to be awesome. All of the channels and buses include a 100-band RTA, or real-time analyzer. This is going to be great for checking out where signals are at, so you can identify frequencies that might be troublesome and just identify them right away. It's going to be great for individual channels and for overall mixes and buses, monitor wedges, things like that. Let's just take a look at a channel strip. So you can see the mixer going on here, and then I go to the channel strip, and on every channel I have the following things. I have the channel input here, and you can see all these things at a glance in the first setting, which is just the channel setting. You can see that I have a channel input, noise gate, equalizer, compressor, aux bus sends, and the main out. And it's great to have all these in one window. At the same time, I can go to each one individually and kind of go through and go, here's all my inputs that I want to have that I can choose from, phantom power, polarity, things like that, low cut. The next one is a gate. I have presets here that I can choose, or I can adjust them manually, and I can have my attack, hold and release times, things like that. Also, on the EQ, I've got a 4-band EQ, then I can choose what kind of EQ I want it to be per band, which is nice. Also, it reflects the low cut filter, and I can choose to move these around at will and decide what I want to do. Very nice to have. Also, there's a compressor, also with some presets going on, and then I can choose and to adjust things myself if I want to, again with the major things, ratio, the mix of it versus the original signal, things like that. Next page are my aux sends, okay, or my buses. And you can see that I can color code them, and I can choose, what's fun is I can choose where I want the signal to come from. The input, pre or post EQ, pre or post fader, or I can make them a subgroup. Okay, my effects sends are right here as well, and I can choose them, all the different stages, and I can tap from any point in the signal path, which is nice to have, and here's the faders for those. And also there's the main window here where I can choose where in the stereo window I want to go ahead and have my output come from, my DCA groups, my choices for mute groups, and here's my assignment for my Dugan style auto mix. I can choose an X or a Y channel and have them show up, and you can see them also down here. I'm choosing them right there to turn them on and off. These are the effects pages with all of these great effects that I can choose from. So I can insert them on a channel if I want to, or put them on a bus, and it's just super easy. And then there's a metering page where I can see all the signal that's going on in the unit all at the same time, which is super easy to have. So this is just a quick overview of the channel strip. Now the XR16 ships with protection bumpers, so you can just throw it on a stage and connect it. It also comes with rack ears if you want to put it in a rack as well. So either way, it's going to work great. The outputs on the XR16 are as follows. There are 4 aux outputs on XLR, 2 outputs for main outputs on XLR, and also a headphone jack, a stereo headphone jack. It's going to be awesome. 40-bit floating point DSP features unlimited dynamic range, near zero latency, and no internal overload. It's going to sound great. There are free iOS, Android, PC, Mac, and Linux apps available at places like the Apple App Store, Google Play, and of course at Bihringer.com for remote operation via Ethernet, LAN, or Wi-Fi for the XR16. MIDI in and out ports allow for remote control of the XR16 via MIDI equipment. Future firmware updates and effects plugins, new effects plugins, things like that are going to be available always at the product page at Bihringer.com and always free of charge. Internal switch mode power supply will allow for noise-free audio and low power consumption. Nice features to have. So this is the XR16. For more information and media, you know you can come visit us at Bihringer.com. Thanks for joining us here at Music Studios.